Hello! I'm back again with a reading vlog. I think I'm going to try and do one reading vlog per month here. In this month's reading vlog, we're going to be just doing a little bit of mood reading. I don't have a theme here. I am just going to pick up books that I'm in the mood for. My cat sucks on blankets. And I just put my hand in his slobber. Anyway, as of right now, I am currently reading The Outsider by Stephen King. My physical copy is downstairs. And I also just started Forever Never by Lucy Score. I want to say I'm about 30 or a little over 30% of the way through The Outsider currently. And I am liking it so far. I like his writing style. This is also my first Stephen King book. There's like a lot of detail, but it doesn't really feel like it's dragging on. I swear you guys keep being subjected to terrible audio because I keep forgetting to plug my microphone in, so my apologies. So I'm mostly listening to The Outsider, and I actually really like the audiobook so far. I will say that I don't really like the narrator's voice, but that isn't bothering me. I'm starting to realize that I like audiobooks when it's a thriller or a romance, something that I don't have to like really pay attention to. I just think that I miss a lot when I listen to fantasies. This is so random, guys. That was a tangent that didn't need to happen. 30% of the way through The Outsider. I have been picking up the physical book here and there, but I also did just finish a fantasy book last night, and I'm just feeling like I need like a little bit of a palate cleanser, and I have been wanting to read Forever Never for months now. I want to read this during the winter because the cover looks so wintry, and I feel like this is the perfect after fantasy palette cleanser, even though it is quite long. So I picked this up on my Kindle last night. I'm only on page 9. I literally just read the first chapter. That's it. You know what? This is a mood reading video, which means that I should mood read. So, and I will pick up whichever book I am feeling in the moment, and I will give you updates. That's how reading vlogs work, Emma. Hopefully I just made any sort of semblance of sense here, and you guys know the path, the trajectory that we're on right now. I didn't even like go over what these books are about, you guys. So The Outsider is about a small town coach who coaches baseball, I believe, and he is accused of murdering a boy in a very vile and disturbing way. And the coach's DNA and evidence at the scene says that he was the one that did it, but also there is evidence and DNA in other places that gives him an alibi for the night of the murder. So how can he be in two places at once? Did he do this? Did he not do this? That's what that one is about. It's my first Stephen King. I think I already said that. I posted a TikTok saying that I wasn't really sure about the way that Stephen King writes women and the way that he talks about women in his books. There's a lot of describing women by their weight and by their appearance that doesn't sit right with me. And yeah, if you want to hear like my more in-depth thoughts about that subject, go to my TikTok and watch that TikTok video. But if I'm putting that aside, which is like, do I want to put that aside? I don't know. I guess for now, I'm going to put it aside and continue the book. And if I am putting that aside, I'm liking the book so far. I really am. Having a little bit of trouble keeping up with all of the characters because we have like a prosecutor, a lawyer, cops, sheriffs, and like multiple like side characters, and then the coach's family. So that's a little bit hard to keep up with right now, and it's probably because I am majority listening to it. This is about a guy and a girl and they live in a small town, but the girl moved to New York City and then moved back and I think this is kind of like second chance because at least from the first chapter it seems kind of like they either had a fling or they were in a relationship previously before she left for New York City, and now she's back. And at least as far as the guy's perspective, because that's the only thing I've seen so far, he's kind of like, oh crap, I don't know if I really want her to be here. And I'm sure that a romance ensues because it's Lucy Score and it's a romance. So yeah, I feel like I can't say if I'm enjoying this or not yet because like I said, I'm literally only one chapter in, but I'm intrigued so far. Hi guys, I have finished The Outsider by Stephen King. I can't remember if I said before that I was like icked out by the way that he spoke and like described women. That still stands. Again, I don't know if that's like just his vibe and like that's what he does, because that's kind of icky, but or if it was just this book. I'm not really sure. I think that's pretty much my only complaint. I really liked getting like an inside look on like police work and investigation from this book. And even though it wasn't like there was something happening all the time, it didn't feel like it was dragging on. I was like thoroughly enjoying it the whole time. I wasn't like bored or anything. And I definitely think there were parts of this that were super creepy. It was a little bit predictable, I will say. There wasn't really any like plot twists or anything. I don't know if this was the best pick as my first Stephen King, but I ended up rating this a 3.5. I was gonna say maybe it would have gotten a 3.75 if it weren't for like the weird way of describing women, but although it was like fun and pretty quick to get through, I wouldn't say it's like an absolute favorite, but like I guess I would suggest it. So now we have moved on to Forever Never by Lucy Score. As you guys know, I was kind of already reading this a little bit while I was reading The Outsider. I'm reading it on my Kindle mostly. Guys, I've been reading like everything on my Kindle. I'm obsessed with it. I'm just like in my Kindle era ever since getting it for Christmas, and I'm just like, will I ever read a physical book again though? No, I will for sure. Because not everything is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm on chapter 21, which is page 190, about this far through. I'm liking it so far. I definitely wouldn't say that this is like one of the best romances I've ever read. This is super, super lusty, which I'm not against, but also it's not really giving me anything, if you know what I mean. I just kind of like my books to have a little bit of depth. Like I want some, I was gonna say trauma, but not necessarily trauma, just like I want my characters to have depth, and although they do have a little bit of depth, it's not as much as I would want, I guess. I don't know, but I'm really not that far into it. I'm not even halfway through yet, so I can't even really say too much. But one thing I will say is that, again, I think I said this before, or maybe I said it in a different video, but I don't know why a romance has to be this long. 561 pages. Almost 600 pages of a romance, and I just don't really know why. I mean, I haven't been bored yet, I will say. Like, I haven't found any moments where I'm like, oh god, this is dragging, but I'm just like, what else could be in here? Because it kind of feels like we're like, from the stuff that's going on at this point, I'm just like, okay, we should be like wrapping up by like here. You know what I mean? It feels like I'm already 50 or more % of the way through this book, but no, I have like 2/3 left. I like our FMC. She's quirky, she's fun. Our MMC? I don't know. I like him, but I don't think I like his broodiness. His broodiness is like threatening also, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not like, one thing I'm not is like a dark romance girly. Not that this is not a dark romance whatsoever at all, but like the themes of dark romance, I don't know. the guy is like threatening in like a teddy bear way. Like he's not actually gonna like hurt her or do anything, but like there's been like a lot of cringy moments where he's like brooding. And like, oh, another thing is he calls her baby, and they're platonic at this point. They're still platonic. And I'm like, why are you calling her baby if you can't be with her? I can't be with her, but I'm still gonna call her baby. So yeah, needless to say, I have mixed feelings, but I'm not enjoying it. It's a nice little palate cleanser. I can't say little actually, because yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Today, I am going to just be laying off audiobooks because I think when I rapid fire audiobooks, I get burnt out. So I'm taking a break from audiobooks today, but I do think that I will pick up an audiobook. Probably not this one, because it's not on Libby and I don't have Spotify hours, but I'm probably going to go through my TBR and look and see if there's any books on Libby that are available for audiobook. So yeah, I will let you know if that happens, but that's my little update. Hey guys. I honestly can't remember what my last update was. I must have just been finishing up Forever Never the last time I talked to you guys, so I've officially finished Forever Never and I have thoughts. First, let's talk about some positives. This was a great palette cleanser in between some like heavier and darker books and also some fantasies. For the most part, I enjoyed our characters. I really liked how it was romance, but there was some like little subplots that were really interesting and really kept the book going. There was like a little bit of like a thriller element in here, which was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. I liked our FMC. I thought she was spunky and fun. And moving on into some of the things that I did not enjoy. First off, the length of this. This is my first Lucy Score book, as we know, but I know that a lot of her books are chunky like this, and it just doesn't need to be this long. This was way, way, way too spicy for my taste, personally. I would say, like, I don't know, maybe like a third of this, like that much, is straight spice. And by the end, by like the third or fourth long ass spice scene, I just started skipping over the spice scenes. Firstly, because like it's excessive, and secondly, because they were cringy. They were so cringy, and I don't know how I felt about the MMC. At some points, he started to grow on me a little bit, but I would say for the majority of the time, probably like 60% of the time, I did not enjoy him. I thought he was really possessive and controlling, and also like did the cringiest things ever. There was at least 4 scenes in this where he like put his hands on the wall next to her and was like talking to her like this and like being spicy, and I'm like, oh, that's so cringy. It's way too cringy. And I know that obviously this isn't like a real man, and we do have fantasies, us women, believe it or not, but that's not one of mine. Definitely not into controlling, possessive, ultra dominating men. That's not my thing, but definitely not a problem if that's your thing. So yeah, I feel like the MMC in this really brought the rating down, because the possessive and controlling was like borderline abusive, and abuse in books, straight up no for me. That's a no. It's a hard pass right there. I gave this a 3 stars because like it was a nice palette cleanser. I wasn't hating my experience by any means, but I did skip over a lot of the spice, and I was like secondhand embarrassed about like the man's actions in this, and it was way too long. Way too long. So yeah, that is Forever Never, all done. Now we have moved on to Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Yes, I took the dust jacket off. I hate reading with dust jackets, as I feel like most of us do. I'm only on chapter 7 right now. This, so far, I'm only 60 pages in. And multiple times I have asked myself if I should just put this down and pick up Iron Flame again first, because I don't know what's going on. I mean, I remember 60% or 75% of the characters and kind of like their story. The thing that I'm not remembering is a lot of the politics and like the locations. Like they're talking about like a lot of different like dukes and the king and like the person from this area of the continent and then the person from this area of the continent. And I just am having a hard time picking up all of that again. So I'm like still questioning, like, do I just read Iron Flame again? Like, I know the gist of Fourth Wing, but do I have to read Iron Flame again? But I'm also just like, no, I feel like once I get partially through this, I will be able to pick up more of what is going on, because I already have started to. Even like if I don't remember what was going on in Iron Flame, I'm kind of like picking up where things are going. So I'm gonna continue. I don't think I'm putting it down yet to pick up Iron Flame. So far I'm liking it. I just am happy to be back in this world. I am one of the few people that really enjoyed Iron Flame, and I gave it a 5 stars. I'm definitely more in this series for the action and the politics and all of that rather than the romance. So I think that's why I enjoyed Iron Flame more than most people, because I do feel like a lot of people that read this are really in it for the romance. I'm hoping that I can get some reading done today. I mean, I'm hoping by next week I will be done, or at least like close to done, but I'm also not going to be listening to the audiobook with this, which definitely slows me down. But like in my last vlog, I said, I think I'm not a huge fan of fantasy audiobooks because I think I lose a lot of what is happening and politics and everything. And then it ends up making me not really like the book, when if I had just read it and processed it in my brain that way, I would have liked it more. I have successfully avoided all spoilers. It is February 3rd, so this came out a week and a half ago. Anyways, guys, that's where I'm at. I should probably film some stuff today, but I also don't feel like putting on makeup and getting ready. I'm just in one of those moods, so I don't know what we'll be doing. It has been a few days since I last updated you. It's so late right now. Okay, I'm so tired. I'm such a granny. It's 10:53 p.m. right now, and I'm like usually asleep by 10, so I'm so tired. But it's Saturday and I really want to read some more. I'm so close to being done with Onyx Storm. I'm on chapter 50 and I am liking it so far, but I think it's my least favorite one so far out of the 3. And I mean, I only have maybe like 100 or 150 pages left. Yeah, just over 100 pages left. So I don't know if 100 pages is gonna like change my mind on that. I still am really liking it, but it's just not hitting like the other 2 did for me. Especially Iron Flame was my favorite. But this does kind of feel like on the same level as Fourth Wing for me. I gave Fourth Wing a 4 stars. And as of now, it's kind of feeling around that range. Like I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm really liking being back in this world. I miss this world. I miss Tairn mostly. I love him so much. He's a hear me out. I am liking it. I've heard that there's a cliffhanger at the end of this one, just like all of the other ones, so I'm very interested to see what happens. Yeah, I don't even have coherent thoughts right now because of how tired I am. I wish I made it upstairs sooner, but I was just vegging out on the couch tonight. My brother is at his boyfriend's, so I've just had the night to myself. And I just watched some Sex Education and scrolled on my phone tonight when I probably should have been reading. We've all been there, right? But hey, it's also good to just have a night where you just zone out and watch a show or scroll. Just turn the brain off a little. But anyway, let's see if I can make it through any more of this book before falling asleep. Hello friends, I officially finished Onyx Storm and I loved it. I love that world. I love the characters. I especially love the dragons, as always. They're my favorite ever. Literally cried. I don't want to give anything away, so I won't say why, but I cried multiple times. I will say, like I said in my last update, I did like Onyx Storm more, or not Onyx Storm, Iron Flame. I just loved the heart palpitations that Iron Flame gave me. Like there was so many high stakes moments in that book that I just love. And not that there wasn't high stakes moments in Onyx Storm, because there was also. But I feel like Onyx Storm was a lot more political. I thought that the romance was a lot better in Onyx Storm, a lot more political. I think we got definitely like some more lore on the dragons and on the different characters, which was awesome. It was good to see some of the background. To me, it definitely felt like, what do they call it? A bridge book? Is that what they call it? I mean, like there was some good stuff happening too, but I feel like this book was just kind of like setting up for the next one almost. I still really enjoyed it a lot. I forgot how much I missed that world. I actually almost didn't pick it up in this video because I just like wasn't really feeling entirely drawn to it. I feel like that happens a lot with popular books where like, I guess I don't even know what it is about it, but like when it's like super hyped, I am just like not excited to pick it up. I don't know why, but I'm glad that I did because I really liked it and I miss the dragons and I want to be bonded to dragons. So now I am going to be starting The Maid by Nita Prose. This is a thriller. We are following Molly Maid, who is a maid at a hotel, and she discovers a body in one of the hotel rooms. And because she is neurodivergent, she acts a little bit differently than other people, so the police think that she is a suspect in the murder. So I've been highly anticipating this thriller. Anything with neurodivergent representation, I am all the way there because me too. I literally just read the prologue of this and the first page of the first chapter, so I don't have much to say about it yet. I was going to pick up my book club pick, which is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, but the audiobook on Libby came through for The Maid. So yeah, this is going to be the next read. I am going to finish doing my laundry and then I'm going to sit down and read because my legs are hurting. I've been doing chores all weekend long. So that's that. Page 90 in The Maid. I would say that's about a third of the way through, honestly. This book is so short, but I am liking it so far. I think it's really interesting to be in Molly's head. She is very clearly neurodivergent and has a really hard time understanding like social cues and all of that. It's giving like an Agatha Christie type book where a lot of the characters around Molly are like very suspicious, and they're all so suspicious that it's hard to like pinpoint which one might be the killer. But I just love that Molly doesn't pick up on any of that. She doesn't pick up on anybody being suspicious or anything. She just thinks people are being direct like she is. So she doesn't see like all of like the suspicious things and like the clues about this guy's death around her. And she has like investigators asking her like, oh, has there ever been like any funny business, basically. And you as the reader in Molly's head, you can see like all of the suspicious things, but Molly can't. So she's like, no, nothing suspicious at all. So it's like kind of interesting to be in a character's perspective and like know so much more than them. I'm just really liking that aspect. I think it's very unique. Obviously, like this is just because Molly is the way that she is, but I'm finding it like slightly repetitive so far. But I think that's the point. I don't think it's bad writing. I think that's just exactly what the writer is doing, because Molly is very like to the point, like technical, and like just likes things to be in order and all of this stuff. So it can get a little bit repetitive because of that, but not because the book is bad, rather because Molly is just that way. I will say I'm just like pretending that it's not happening, but I just like really miss being in the Empyrean world, and I don't think I would say I'm in a slump per se. I think that I just really miss being in that world, and I think I actually enjoyed Onyx Storm more than I thought initially, because I just keep thinking about it and I keep thinking about how I just want to be back in that world. And Rebecca Yarros has not started writing the fourth one yet, so who knows when we'll get that. I wouldn't say that I'm in like a full-blown slump right now. I just miss the world. Today is Monday. I have a few personal things going on this week, but I already pre-filmed the video that is supposed to go out this week, and I already edited it and it's ready to go. So I don't need to do all of that for like work this week, which gives me a little extra time for reading. So I'm hoping to just use all of my spare time to just read. So we'll see. It's only been one day since I started this, so I'm sure I will get through this. Probably not today because one of those personal things is happening today, but maybe I'll finish this by the end of tomorrow or maybe beginning of Wednesday. We will see. Hello, my lovelies. I'm so sick. I have the worst sinus pressure and just sore throat, and it's not fun right now. And sorry that I look insane. I can't remember what books we read in this. Oh, I officially finished The Maid by Nita Prose. I really liked this. Hold on, let me lower you a little bit. I really, really liked this. It was more so like a mystery than a thriller. And I think I said last time, but I just really loved being in our main character's head and just kind of seeing how she goes about her life and seeing her interactions and seeing her go through this mystery and just not really understand what's going on, but you as the reader can clearly tell what's going on and who's to be trusted and who's not to be trusted. I just thought the neurodivergent representation was really spot on. I went on Goodreads and looked at some of the reviews, and I think a lot of people don't like this book because of the way that Molly is, but I don't know if they understand that she's neurodivergent, and like that's the whole point. This definitely falls under like cozy mystery in my opinion. It was very like Agatha Christie, just like a bunch of little twists and surprises up until the very end. Really, really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 stars, I believe. Oh, I just realized I don't have my microphone plugged in, guys, so I'm just gonna keep going. Sorry if it sounds horrible. I can't even remember what we started this on. Were we reading Forever Never at the start of this? This has been really long. Oh no, I have to go rewatch some of this video to know what other books we read in this video. I'm back, guys. I had to go watch the first clip of this video to remember what I was reading in this video. I started this vlog last month. I have been making this vlog for a very long time, and I already did my wrap up on the first 2 books in this vlog, so that's crazy. So if you haven't seen my wrap up for The Outsider and Forever Never, you can go watch it right now and get my full thoughts. But we read The Outsider by Stephen King, Forever Never by Lucy Score, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, and The Maid by Nita Prose in this video. Let's run through them really quickly. The Outsider, I gave this a 3.5 stars. If you want to know more thoughts on this, go check out my wrap up for January. And then we read Forever Never by Lucy Score. I think I gave this a 3 stars. Yes, I gave this a 3 stars, but I do think I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to edit this to a 3.25 because I did like it, you guys. I was still like excited to pick it up, so I don't think that it deserves a 3 stars. Then I picked up Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I ended up giving this a 4.25, and I think that that rating still stands for me. I have been thinking about this book a lot, and I have really been wanting the next book, even though there isn't even a date for when the next book comes out. And I'm pretty sure she hasn't even started writing it yet. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I thought it was a good addition to the series. And the last book obviously was The Maid. I ended up giving this a 4 stars. And I feel like that's a good, still a good rating. I just thought it was really cute. Cozy. Highly recommend this one. Very good, and I think I am going to continue the series. And that's it, guys. Those are the books that we read. Thank you for coming along this mood reading journey. If you have any ideas about what kind of reading vlog I should do next month, should I do another mood reading or should I do something that's like more themed? I would love to know. Let me know down below your thoughts if you've read any of these before or if they're on your TBR. But until next time, guys, bye!